This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, you are ready.
All right, go ahead and call this Richland City Council meeting to order on April 24th, 2023. All stand, all are present.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Move to approve the agenda.
Hang on, I got some changes here.
Oh.
You can cross off number 2 for requests and presentations. Lynn Stolzen will not be here for that. If you can add number 3 to new business, Cedar Point rent increase. And then number 4 to new business, approve LELS contract.
I move to approve the agenda with additions.
Have a motion to approve the agenda with additions from Jody and a second by Jason. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Okay, we'll move down to Danielle.
No, consent agenda.
Consent agenda.
Oh, consent agenda, I'm sorry.
Move to approve.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Janda to approve the consent agenda items. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Now we'll move down to Danielle.
I believe it'll be Max
Or Max.
representing Land Home. Max,
How you doing tonight?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. How you guys doing tonight, gals?
Good.
Good. Basically what it is that, just like to discuss the water bill. So basically I had a water leak in the house. I had one of the local neighbor guys that was supposed to watch that. Well, the heat went off. It froze a pipe and I had a water leak in the home. With that water leak, the water bill was roughly about $1,000 more than what our normal bill is per month. And I'm just wondering if there's anything you guys can do or guys, gals can do to help me out on that bill. Obviously, I incurred some expense on repairing the damage that it caused in the home. And there's really nobody there. So I don't know if there's something you guys can help me out with or gals can help me out with or.
Well, we've had a couple lately. I don't recall what we did.
Well, the council's position has always been that still going down the sewer, it's still getting treated, it still has to be chlorinated, it still has to be dechlorinated, it still's gotta go through the wastewater plant. The only time the council has ever really taken into consideration is water that we've known has come from an outside faucet that we couldn't prove that would've went down the sewer. Whereas this one, I would tend to assume that would've went down the sewer. So that's past practice, but ultimately, it is up to you guys what you wish to do. I can show you here if I get down there. So this is their bill. Last bill was $50.40. This bill is $1,035.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just from some device broke or?
He had a frozen pipe.
Oh.
Does your insurance,
Yeah.
have you reached out to them to see if that's covered as part of that damage from the frozen pipe?
I didn't. With my deductible and everything else, it probably wouldn't make a lot of sense for me to do all that. So I just kind of look at it as like, obviously you guys know I incurred some expense. If I went through $1,000 worth of water and sewer charges that that's not normal. My one bill was $50. My next bill was $42, and now I got $1,000 bill. And and I've done a few homes in town there where it helps out your tax revenue in town also. You know, this house, I think I paid $42,000. We got it on the market for $195 right now. You know, so it's there's money that I'm bringing to the town also. I think there's a value there. And it's not like I'm asking on something, obviously you can see the bill. You can obviously see that the bill's not normally that high. And obviously I had a water leak and I had to fix it. So, you know, it's to be, I don't know. I just feel that there should be something that you guys should be able to help not only me, but people out in general. Like if they have a mishap or a misfortune like this, when it costing them a lot more than $1,000 water bill to get it fixed and put it back together.
Did you have somebody hired to look at this, or was it just somebody like, say, can you look at it?
It was a guy I sold a house to down the road that said that he'd watch it and check it daily. And apparently that did not happen. I told him to contact me if there was ever an issue, and he never had contacted me. And from my dealings with him prior to that, I thought he was pretty resourceful and pretty trustworthy. But apparently that didn't work out on this circumstance.
You said the heat went out and then the pipes froze, correct? Is that what I understand?
Correct.
Okay. Why did the heat go out? Did you find the source of that?
Basically, it was a boiler system, and it got low on water.
Which then won't freeze because they put in a freeze in them.
Yeah, we didn't winterize it because we just got the house done and it's for sale. So I didn't want to shut the heat off and have people come in and look at the home for sale. That's whatever degrees it is outside, you know.
Right.
So I wanted to leave the heat on, and that's why I called the neighbor I had sold the home to have him check it, and then he said he would do that. So I was trying to cover my bases, but obviously I didn't cover them well enough.
I guess my recommendation to the council is to make sure that we're at least covering the costs of our chemicals and stuff. I don't know what you guys ultimately choose to do, but you know, we need to cover at least our cost to treat stuff.
Do you know what that cost is?
No, but I can't see it's higher than 50%.
Oh.
You know.
And on my side, you know, I understand that you guys should incur cost. So if you'd be willing to look into what your cost is and whatever the balance is, I'd be happy to pay that. I just was looking for a little bit of leniency here on this, I guess is what I was looking for.
For water.
If he's okay with it and you really want me to figure out how much, because Shell could tell me pretty quickly, I would think how much that would technically cost to treat. And he's willing to wait until May 10th for us to get an answer, and we won't give him late fees or charges or anything on his bill. I think that's an acceptable solution if he's amicable to that.
For now, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys figure out that bill, out, you know, in the next few days, just have her call me or him call me, and we'll just pay the bill and we'll be done with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that if you guys are okay with that, Gal.
I'd move to table this from home development until the May 10th meeting when you find out charges.
Yeah.
Have a motion by Lauren to table till we find out the treatment cost, and a second by Janda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Pass.
Okay, Max, Sarah, Joe, or I will be in contact with you. It'll probably be, I'm out of the office the rest of the week after Wednesday, so it probably will be closer, probably first thing next week, if that's okay.
That's fine. So I don't need to worry about the May 10th meeting or anything like that, right?
No, I'll just be in touch with you. The only thing is we'll just have to formally adopt whatever resolution the council takes that night.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you all for your time. You guys have a good night. Gals have a good night. Yep.
Thank you.
Bye now. Yep, take care.
Boy, you're on the list again.
What did I do? No. Oh, boy. You have to swear me in?
I don't know.
I hope not.
Just for each one of these resolutions, I'd like to do them each individually, not a blanket resolution, because I have to keep track of everything. So,
So we'll move down to resolution 23-05, appointing commissioner to the HRA Skelton.
I move to adopt resolution 2305.
I'll second
I'll
that.
second.
Have a motion by Jody and a second by Jason to adopt resolution 2305 to accept commissioner to the HRA Skelton. All in favor, say aye. All oppose. Okay, we'll move down to number 2.
Should've.
Resolution 23-06, appointing commissioner to the HRA Lure.
So move.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Janda to approve resolution 23-6. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Oh,
Okay. Resolution 23-07, appointing commissioner to the HRA Corgi. All in favor,
so move.
have a motion by Lauren and a second by Janda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed.
thank you.
It was a misspelled word.
Yeah, it's just a six misspelled word on the old
Oh, come on.
Minnesota. It's Minnesota.
If it wouldn't have been in large print, I wouldn't have seen it.
You're sounding Norwegian. Minnesota.
Okay, we'll move down to the care center report.
Hilarious. Bob could not be here tonight. Bob is sick. Sounds like he was sick. So, but anyway, there's your report. Low transmission rate. Visitors still
So they
asking
fired
to wear
2 people.
masks.
Mm-hmm.
They're applying for multiple grants, employee retention grant, FEMA grant, Wasik County grant for area equipment. And then we did include the financials for you for the month.
Move to approve.
A motion by Lauren and a second by Janda to approve the care center report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Okay,
All right, Shell is on vacation, so Shell is not here at all.
Come
Biosolids are all done and hauled. It took them 5 hours for what Shell can normally do in 10 to 12 days.
Whoa.
She was very impressed with the operation, very well. The farmer is happy that he can get in the field now instead of us
Maybe.
tying him up for 10 days. So it worked out really well. And we actually, Eric and I have been talking with a few different places because I know we've had the conversation about potentially getting rid of that tractor honey wagon combo and trying to find a skid steer or something that would be more beneficial to our organization. And the places that we've been talking with are really excited about that piece of equipment and are fairly confident they can sell it pretty quick. So it would be really nice to turn that around and put that back into capital for the wastewater plant. All the work that was initially scheduled for the electrician is completed. Actually, check just got signed tonight for that. So the plug valves went in and they had a little bit of an issue with, and I'm gonna get these things all messed up, but there's a clarifier and a digester, and I can't remember which one's which, but long story short, when they drained it down to get through it, but everything was full. I think the last time the digester was cleaned out was maybe the last time Jody and I were on the council, maybe even longer than that. It's not something that's done in small towns. It's done on a very longer scale apart when it should be done closer, but the cost, the fee that we got to clean it, it was like 20 grand. So
Oh,
we're doing some more research to figure out if we can do that, but we will need to clean some of that out in order to get those last couple plug valves in. But Shell said everything that went in is functioning way better than it ever has.
Well, I'm sure
the plant's
there's
coming
no
along good,
maintenance
the
ever been
lighting's
done
good,
on it.
electrical is good. So we're in a good place, we're moving forward, things are continuing. I did get a new list of punch items that the electricians thought would be important to be replaced. So I'm gonna look with Shell and figure out the plan for that going forward, and I'll probably have that for you for the next meeting.
So when we're doing all this stuff, is she putting like a regular maintenance list together after all this stuff is fixed?
She has her maintenance list and she takes care of everything and she documents everything and she does a phenomenal job. So this is just all those things that unfortunately People Service let go and didn't tell us. I mean, the reason we hire People Service is because we are not wastewater people. We don't know, we don't have the knowledge, we don't have the skills, we don't have but we don't know
Just
what needs to be fixed out there
how
unless
much
we're
money
told
we
what needs to
spend
be
on
fixed.
it a month, you know?
And unfortunately,
Well,
that
that's
stuff
me
was just
too.
left. So, but everything's going well. Shell said everything's pumping well, everything's looking well. Yeah, so once we have a better plan in place, the Bolton and Mink engineer that we've been talking with gave us another name just Friday. That could be a cost saving measure from the 20,000 that we think it's gonna cost. So,
would that include labor, Tony, also?
yeah, that's the activation, that's the hauling, that's everything, yeah.
But
And that would take care of that would be part of taking care of the snail problem too.
I think you answered the question I was asking, that I was going to ask. How did we get to this point over all these years? Was it People Service just not? City-
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's
I
hard.
mean, I don't want to blame
Yeah,
anyone. We don't know, but
It's hard to say. Some people don't care if the light's not working, some people do. I mean, it's kind
Okay.
of a, Chad as a contractor may see something that you may not see, but
Okay.
some of it I think is just, I hate to blame any particular person. But
Yeah, right.
I just think that they may have recognized things needed to be fixed, but that communication from out there to this governing body never happened.
okay.
So, and now we're getting that communication.
Yeah, now we're paying for it, literally.
Yeah, but I mean, ultimately, we'd have paid for it anyway. It's just, we're paying for a lot of stuff up front that we would have been nice to fix as gradually over 10 years.
Okay. Thank you.
I got a couple questions on that report. She had there, it said had some old odd ghost alarms. Is that an alarm that she doesn't know where it's at, or is it she's got a box that has an alarm, she doesn't know where it's coming from?
No, there's an alarm going off that they don't know where it's coming from. It's not, everything's functioning appropriately and the way it's supposed to function. They just don't know where it's.
But is the alarm a noise alarm? Or is
It's
it a light
I think it's an
on
auto
the-
dialer alarm.
Okay, so they don't know where that's coming from
No.
in the building.
No, and it's just been recent.
Okay.
So it could be an electrical thing.
And then the other one I had is, she opened up around 20 manholes and it says there's way too many places for it to be coming.
Yeah,
How come we can't figure that out?
well, we probably have a significant problem with I&I that we have never addressed. That probably should get addressed, and there's probably some potential for some grants to address some of that, but a lot of it is just, there's cracks in sewer pipes, there's cracks in home sewer pipes, there's still people that probably have gutters going into sanitary sewer, those kind of things that just come through.
Is that something we could make a plan on and then for the next budget, say, at least put some money to the budget for looking and finding it?
Yeah, I've been communicating with Shell because when Brad Field was in charge, the council was he usually mapped out, and I want to say it was like 6 years to get the whole town televised. I wouldn't say that's about how much time it took, but he would take, $3,000-$4,000 a year and televise this part and this part and this part and this part and this part. So we're gonna try to get back to a schedule on that. And we are talking about that. Our hope is that with that camera that we bought and stuff, that we can do some of that without having to hire a company to do that stuff. And then Shell's very good about that mapping system we showed you. She's very good about documenting anything on that system. So.
So that's kind of a plan we got, at least.
Yeah, yeah,
initial plan.
yeah. We're talking about all kinds of things because there's a lot of communities that are starting to try to get away from people service and try to do it in-house themselves. And we pay $13,000 a month to have them, run
Yeah,
our
well, no,
operations.
it adds up to be more than that by the time we add all the
Right.
maintenance stuff in there that's overlooked.
Does
So-
that fee include the chemicals? Does that we pay the chemicals ourselves?
I believe the majority of everything that's done out there is part of that
Okay.
budget, but I'm not positive. I'd have to check. But they also can spend their money too, up to $7,000 or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
So,
Our contract's gotta be almost up with them on this turn.
yeah, that's why I wanna start kinda looking a little bit harder at some
I
stuff.
think this is the last year, I think.
It's either this year or next year, yeah. And I'll guarantee you there'll be a significant increase in the
Oh,
contract
absolutely.
going into this next year.
I'll make a motion to accept the water and sewer, or not water and sewer, but the people service report.
I'll second it.
Have a motion by Jason, a second by Janda to accept the people service report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Yes. Street maintenance department.
All right, Eric's not here. Eric had a little bit of a sewer problem at his own place. So
Oh,
he is,
geez.
at home taking care of that. Got our initial round of sweeping done. The sweeper there's a park bench on the sweeper, so they couldn't get a few as close as they would like to, but just know that that's an ongoing project. Grates are in, they look great. Spring cleanup is on the 20th, so we're kind of getting ready for that. They put together all the council stuff for us. Got the Legion field hydrants put in. We're just finally getting all of our street estimates back in for patching and things like that. So hopefully next meeting we'll have a recommendation for what we're gonna do. Gate Valley's still waiting on, Beach Sandy's still waiting on signs. So we thought that since we've decided on a new logo, we should probably update some stuff. I don't know if you saw how horrible condition the sign in the park was.
Mhm.
I finally asked Eric to just take it down.
Yeah.
So it's no longer there. But we had Sign Pro come in and just do some street stuff. So basically, we'd like to put, like you can see the streets department here, basically it would be, this sign right here with the contact number and address for the street department, water, wastewater facility. And we'll change some of the numbers on it, and then this is the very plain Jane sign that we were talking about for the city park. Just established 1877, City of New Richland on our website, something simple, should fade a lot less, all that good stuff. And so the estimate, and the estimate for that and changing our logo on every piece of city equipment. The dump truck, the work trucks, all of our stuff is,
Yikes.
but it's $2,800 for total for everything.
That's not bad.
But what you gotta remember is that wastewater will build to wastewater, water will be billed to water,
Mhm.
street will be billed to street, parks will be billed to parks. So in the grand scheme of things, it's really not all that much money, and there is money available in those budgets to take care of that.
Okay, my next question to you, if we're doing that, would it pay to do the ones that are out on 30 and 13 as you're coming?
That's a totally different project.
Yeah.
There's a sign committee that's working on that
Okay.
stuff. So that's not.
Yeah, they need to be upgraded.
Yeah.
Repaired.
And they would, Rich from Sign Pro would actually come here and do it all himself, and that's part of that.
That's installation too.
That's Watana, correct?
Mhm.
I had them do my sign.
Yeah, they do, they've done all our squad cars,
They do a good job. And the price is decent.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be higher than that, to be completely honest.
Really, the size of the signs and the amount.
All right. I would move to approve the invoice of
It's 2805.
2805 from Sign Pro.
I'll second that.
Have a motion by Lauren, a second by Jody to approve,
Jason.
or Jason, sorry, of 2805 for installation of new signs with the new updated city logo. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
And then Eric would like part-time staff approved. Long story short, Mike's got some time off for the summer and he's gonna need a second person to be able to mow lawns and stuff. And then he believes that could potentially be the last year that Mike's here, so he'd like to have a second person on call in case he needs help. So if you wish to approve that, you can pending a background check. That background check is not done yet, so you can't name that person quite yet.
Do we have the new lawnmower yet?
No, it's ordered,
It's ordered.
I thought they had 3 over there. I thought
coming in.
They're coming
Oh.
in, yeah.
I misunderstood. I thought they were there.
No, they're coming in, don't know when.
Checks in the mail.
Could be tomorrow, could be Christmas.
I had a person order a piece of equipment, they told me it wouldn't be here till October. It's here.
Oh,
Makes
Depends
no
where the
sense.
supply chain is.
Yeah, it just kind of depends. A lot of it depends on dealership status. I mean, if you're a high flow dealer, they'll
They're gonna cater to
get you
you
first,
more.
you know?
It's just crazy.
I have a comment. I heard today the legislature approved a thing for lead pipes throughout the state. Do we have any lead pipes in our,
Yes,
we do,
yes. Shell and I, well, I don't know. I
for
don't
the
know.
water, for our
Yeah. Shell and I and
service
Eric,
lines.
Shell and I and Eric have been talking about that because there's some, and with the Bolton and Mink engineer, because there is some grant money to help us identify and dig.
Jen, you probably know a little bit about this too.
Yeah.
I do, yes.
So, yeah, so we'll, I think 2025, is that right?
2024.
2024.
Yeah. You
It
have
was
till
in- Yeah,
They got it started.
August of 2024, because it's been out for a year to start working on it.
I do know that, I know for sure that Shell knows where those pipes are, if we have them and where they're at. So,
This state has a really nice website where they can go step by step to follow, looking for their meter, where to locate it, what type of materials. Basically, all they need is a coin and a magnet to determine what the material is. And it walks you right through it if you have a computer or phone. Otherwise, I don't know what the city's plan is if we're planning on going into houses.
I would rather not. Between Shell and Eric and I and our engineer will.
But I mean, if there's a, possibility of getting some like grant money to,
Yeah,
replace them for the city, that would be wonderful.
Homes older than I can't remember what the year is, because the requirements to start putting copper in was at a certain time. So anything older than that is the ones you'd have to be concerned about.
Okay. All right, good.
that's good news.
That is good.
yeah, I'll probably let Jana be part of that conversation too.
I can
Right?
certainly help you.
She's gonna be our resident expert at that.
Wasn't most of the pipes that were old cast iron and they used lead joints?
It all depends on what, it all depends.
They didn't have lead pipes, did they?
Somewhere.
Some
Service
were-
line, some stuff might be.
And then there's others that are soldered with lead.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Our house
You
found
have-
it.
That's why the twitch was there.
yeah, it can be a costly.
That's exactly what.
Took me 12 years to get a 10-year degree.
You're qualified.
So Tony, are you asking for a motion on
Pending
this?
background check.
Okay, so move.
I'll second.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Jody to approve the applicant pending background check. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
That's it for that.
Okay, we'll go down
You
to,
either,
Approve the. I'll make a motion to approve the street maintenance report.
I'll second that.
have a motion by Jody and a second by Jason to approve the street department report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. We'll move down to noise ordinance.
all right, per your request from the meeting that I was not at, I did a little research. We are at the very edge of the Minnesota State Patrol Mankato and Rochester district, so, Mankato ultimately is the ones responsible for patrolling our district, but many times it's an overlap between the two. I did contact the engineer at MnDOT in Mankato to get the current price. They are now $1,508 a sign,
I can't.
and minimum of 4 signs is what you would need, so a total cost of over $6,000.
Why can't we go to Sign Pro?
Because it's installed in the state right away, it has to be done by the Minnesota DOT, you're not allowed to
I
do it.
kind of figured that. That's-
Yeah, I knew that too. but-
So, but basically, just to show you, this is the resolution that we would have to adopt or something similar to that. This is the state statute, and then this is the $1,508 sign that they would install.
What if we ask for
I
forgiveness?
think a member of our audience might have some input on this. Come on now.
I mean, ultimately, it's up to you, but the signs aren't gonna stop it. So I think I think the 6,000 is a waste of taxpayer dollars.
What if we ask for forgiveness instead of permission and use Sign Pro?
They'll take them
They'll
down.
Take 'em
pull
down.
Down.
There
They'll
is
sign ones out in
there's a
front of
massive
East West
book.
Repairables or where the satellite dish place.
Yeah.
There's a
He said he
massive
had a-
book about
He had a permit to do it.
signs.
Yeah.
I was part of that training and see, I mean, there is a structure on signs.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, yeah.
And once you read that, you start passing, it starts making sense. You
Yeah.
can count the feet and just based on where signs are.
Like 3 or 4 years ago, I was driving down Highway 30 and I noticed all of Kim Berg's Realty signs were laying on the ground. And it's because the DOT sign guy found that they were in the right of way, he pulled them all and dropped
That's
them.
a fact.
Every
That's
single
what
one.
happened. That's what happened to Mike Myers. They just came up with a saw and cut the sign right
Yeah.
off and laid it right down on the
No
ground.
way.
So, you know, I think the best bet is just for the police department to do their best to put a little extra enforcement out on the highway and,
But it's kind of hard to enforce without signs, wouldn't it?
no, because it's still a
It's still a
noise.
noise
I mean,
ordinance,
the state statute is here. I mean, it's, the state I mean, Officer Gerke could write that statute to anybody he wants to. Doesn't have to be signed.
Well,
I mean, there's no signs that say it's illegal to kill somebody, but we all know that that's the way it is.
Okay.
what if we did
Just
this?
don't piss on my back and tell me it's real.
What if we did this? We asked him to make sure he talks to the state patrol at least twice a week to say there's somebody that having a noise ordinance violation and just get them mad enough to where they'll put them up themselves.
They're not gonna, they won't come up themselves.
The first thing Tony said was, we are unfortunately on the
Right.
border of Mankato and Rochester.
That shouldn't make any difference. It really shouldn't.
No, I know, but the corners of counties and districts just
Yep.
don't get the visibility.
And the other thing is, so, and I know Chad's had somebody talk to him who lives closer to the highway, says it's not a problem. My in-laws live closer to the highway than Eleanor does. They say they never hear it. So it's just it's a matter of who's hearing
Sensitivity
it,
to
when
the
they're hearing
noise.
it, where they're living, and, you know, and some people have moved in from out in the country and not used to city noises and vice versa, and so
Yeah.
I guess need to, my recommendation to the council is to kind of just direct the chief of police and her group of wonderful officers to do the best they can to try to have a presence out there.
Now, these signs are the ones like when you're going into Ellendale that would be on the reduced speed sign. They're
Same
like about-
size. Well, no, these are, it says the measurements on there, they're 42 inches tall and
28.
36 inches wide.
But when you're going into Ellendale, like it says reduced speed to 30 miles an hour, whatever. There's also a noise ordinance enforced sign right underneath that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they're not gonna put in separate poles and
Well, this one they might since it's so big.
Yeah.
Right.
It's 42 inches tall and 3 foot across.
Yeah,
yeah, because the one going to Ellendale are not like that.
No.
No.
No, they're real small, yeah.
Yeah, they're small.
They might be 2 by 2 at the
yeah,
max.
I don't know.
Okay.
Seems like a lot of money for some signage to get hit by cars and
Especially when we didn't
combines going by.
budget. I
I'll
mean, we
make a
could talk
motion-
about it
I'll
next
make a
year.
motion to pay the $6,000 to have these signs put in.
Have a motion by Jason to spend the $6,000 for signs. Okay, I guess we'll let it rest. Council furniture
We
bids.
didn't get any, so I'm gonna, if the council's not opposed to it, I'm just gonna throw them up on the auction site with the card.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Put them
good
in the
idea.
car with them.
Put them in the
Car.
car.
I need a table to put the parts on.
Yeah.
Increase the collection fee for trash.
So we're just doing some stuff through the audit. We've discovered a few things and we're looking like we're about 32 cents a month per household short on trash, and there'll be another increase at the end of the month. So in order to manage that discrepancy, city staff recommends that we increase the garbage collection 35 cents per account.
So my question to you on that, is that gonna cover the increase at the end of the month?
That's our anticipation.
But we don't know for sure if that's.
Yeah. Mhm.
Do we get charged if people put overweight in there? Okay.
Mhm.
Or things they shouldn't?
No, that's part of the whole contract thing. You
Okay.
have those extra added charges. We, as far as I am aware and Sarah is aware, we have not raised trash collection fees since we
Yeah.
put it into,
Oh,
and we've gone through at least 2 or 3% increases from Waste Management and Thompson's.
Mhm.
I'll make a motion that we go ahead with the 35 cents per account increase.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Jason and a second by Jody to approve the 35-cent increase for trash collection. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, we'll go down to ordinance update, publish online.
All right, so I've been working with American Legal and just looking into, I know Jason has said it multiple times that it'd be nice to have a place where that was easy to access and updated all the time. Through our conversations, there's a few ordinances that were never transferred, I guess, per se, to be published professionally. So in order to do that, and I'm trying to get a better figure because she goes between $700 and $1,300, why it's a pretty big difference depending on what you want to do. And then I'm gonna reach out to Wayne too and just make sure that I have everything that he did. I think I have everything that he did while he was here, and I just want to make sure that I'm not missing something. So I'm gonna talk to him and find out for sure. But long story short, up to $1,300 to update our ordinances, so they will redo everything with the current changes, and then send us copies. And then I also reached out to them to ask them and Wasika has a really nice online codification where you can actually go through and do everything. Setup fee is $595, and then they would charge us $450 a year to host it. And then if we have to add new pages, it's just $1.95 a page to do that. We do have $2,500 budgeted for ordinance expenses for the 2023 budget and no other anticipated charges coming out of that. So if that's something you wish to do, I'm looking at a recommendation to take care of that.
I would so move as long as the expense doesn't exceed $1,300.
I'll second that.
Have a motion.
For just the publishing or for the online stuff? Because that's just the publishing for the updating the ordinances.
So
what's the
you need
total
to
cost
add,
gonna be?
you need to add $450 to the, and the
For the
setup,
internet code
$595.
hosting?
and
Yeah,
the
all that other stuff
$595.
on there.
Oh, well then okay, so I'm just trying to think in my head, that's another 1,000.
Or you can let me get a
That's
more.
what, $2,500?
Why don't we table it?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, good.
then we're gonna be over the budgeted amount,
It's gonna
or
be
we'll be
close.
really close.
Yep, it's really close.
Like, we've never done that before.
Well,
We're close, we're doing a lot better than we have been in the past.
yeah, at least we know where the money is.
That's true.
So we're gonna table that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I withdraw my motion.
Will you have better numbers probably by the next meeting?
Yeah,
And
I'm gonna just have to tell her that I need a cleaner number.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Okay,
So we're gonna do rent increase.
The EDA this afternoon, I think the, Lloyd Management wanted us to do a significant increase. EDA did not feel that with the people who are residing out there that that was an appropriate increase, so they're recommending just a $25 increase to bring rent from $750 to $775. So like.
What was it gonna be?
They wanted it to go up.
Was it $40?
By $40 or something like that. We just felt with the community, it'd be one thing if we got a waiting list of like 50 some people, so it's not like we're ever gonna have problems filling that. But at the same time, we need to cover increased fees of costs for mowing and snow removal and things like that. But at the same time, I mean, that initial increase they were looking at was almost $500 a person. I mean, that's significant on fixed income, so we didn't think that was appropriate.
Yeah.
That would be effective July 1st, right?
I believe so, yeah. They have, there's a notification requirement that they have to have, so we wanted to get it approved.
I'll move to approve the rent increase of Cedar Point, $25, effective July 1st.
Second.
I have a motion by Jody and a second by Lauren to have the Cedar Point Apartments rent increase another $25. Effective July 1st. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Pass.
I have a question since the EDA, are you on that, Jody?
And
Okay.
My first-
Have you guys talked about or considered, I think we talked about this before, possibly selling them? I know Matt was, I mean, when I was on the committee, Matt was gonna do some looking into who actually held the mortgage, and there was a lot of things that we didn't know.
Yeah, Jody actually found out quite a bit on the mortgages and
Yeah.
stuff.
I think we should look into doing that.
MHFA mortgage, Minnesota Housing Federation, something or other.
Right, yeah,
106,618 is what's on there. And that's the forgivable one, is that correct?
I can't remember.
So that's the only hiccup, is that there's a portion of funds that we have to own the facility for so long before we're allowed to do anything with it. And or if we sell it prior to that, we have to pay that loan back. But in the grand scheme of things, even if we sold that and had to pay the loan back, I think the city would still, retain $200,000 or $300,000
Correct.
for the sale of the facility.
I don't know what the EDA committee suggests.
Well, I think that there has to be some sort of plan in place for the proceeds for that money before we really go through with that. I don't want to just dump $400,000 in the EDA and we're just sitting there on something. We should try to reinvest that money some way, whether that be putting up another townhome or, we can talk about it the next EDA meeting for sure.
See what the rest of the committee has, and if they want to make a recommendation to the council.
Do that.
Well, it's just good that you have the information because.
Oh, we've been waiting for it for a long time.
Yeah, we've been waiting a year and a half, 2 years to find out who,
No, Jody did that by himself on a whim. I just wrote it down.
Well, all they do is reach out to the state and they got back to me, and then I think I forwarded it to you because I didn't.
Yeah, and I'm fairly confident that's the one that, I can't remember how many years it is, but I think we were within like.
Yeah, there's 2 mortgages.
Yeah, we were within like a 3 to 5 year window of it being satisfied, I think. Somewhere in that range. I'd have to do a little digging, but
All right.
it's my recollection, I think that's kind of where
We'll move down to the LELS service agreement.
So this is just the results of what we spoke about at the last meeting. Updated, basically eliminating the sick and vacation time from the contract and transitioning that to PTO as the same way as the city staff. So you can see the red line is the removed and the red is the new language. It's just I basically copied and pasted it and sent it to him, and that's what he put in there. So this just recognizes that, and then the The only thing is it would, for this contract only, it would, move Officer Herman up one additional step. As we spoke about.
And there's plenty of money in there, right?
Yeah, there won't be a problem this year for sure.
And this is what we talked about in that one meeting, correct?
Yep.
So I thought it should look familiar.
I'm reading on page 16, it looks like this agreement only goes until,
2024.
well, what I'm reading is 2022.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
he probably forgot to, oh yeah, that's what, that should say January 1, 2023 and go through 2024.
Okay. Yeah, I do read this then.
Good job.
Otherwise,
2-year contract.
So we have to back pay then?
on the front too.
Okay.
okay.
Did you find any other than those 2 changes? I guess I only looked at the red stuff, but that was.
Right, my bifocals are working. That's pretty small.
Type what I was looking for, I think circles, I was reading it.
6-point font here.
Well, here's the
It might be
problem.
smaller than
So when I
that.
printed it, I didn't realize that the comments were gonna print on the side, so
Yeah,
it made it smaller, so I
I see that. That's all right.
Article 20. There's just not a space there, and just saw,
Okay.
10. Where it says if court is canceled in the court timing, and maybe it's just how it's
Oh, yeah.
printed, but.
Oh, you're probably right.
I make a motion, we approve this labor contract.
Second.
We have a motion by Jody and a second by Lauren to approve the labor contract. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Move down to the city administrator's report.
Michelle and I and Braden have been meeting regularly, actually, with Golden Wing, about some stuff regarding water, sewer, and some street stuff. We'll have more for that for you next time. Obviously, work from the council chamber, filed the nose report. Believe we've completed working with Abdo on the 2022 audit. Hoping to
Shit, that's too early.
have the final,
Yeah.
final on that, to have the presentation and signed before the end of May. That's my goal.
All right.
We're currently monitoring the Juneteenth conversation, so the state of Minnesota adopted Juneteenth as a official state holiday, but it's not supposed to go into effect until August 1st of this year. There's some new legislation now that they're trying to get it honored for this year. So just be aware that should that come through, we most likely will have to either adopt it, or at least if nothing, City Hall will be closed those days for business.
A paid holiday, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ultimately, it probably will become that.
Well,
Just information, our solar refund from Excel Energy this year was almost $6,000.
Nice. That's good.
Mine was almost 1,000.
Huh?
Mine was almost 1,000.
I've been semi-frustrated with the post office.
how so? Well, I mean, what issues are you having with?
Every time we go there, it costs us a different amount of money to send them utility bills. Or this person doesn't know how to do it, or this person did it differently the last time. So,
I used to do that when I was in the Navy.
no, it's a little
We
over.
have a mailing list of 60,000 names.
But-
So we don't have a bulk
I had
mailing?
to go to the
No,
post
we-
office in Oakland, California.
Because you can have a bulk
Go,
mailing.
go to
when
the
it's
bulk
over
mail section.
500.
We had a
No, we-
whole van full of trays.
That's a good
But I
question.
have to do all the
I
paperwork.
can't answer that question. we were bulk mailing, but there was some changes to stuff. And so the last time that I went there, Sarah had dropped everything off. They ran our card. And then I got a call the next day saying, oh, you didn't give us enough money, so we're not gonna send these bills. And it boiled down to the improved barcode. So since we're using the old barcode and not their improved barcode, it's 6 cents more per mailing.
Okay.
If we weren't.
Good luck getting those barcodes.
And so, just for reference, I just wanted to bring that up because it's a hassle and it's just not, I don't know.
So how would e-billing fix it?
Well, I mean, Waseca's all e-billing, right? Very few paper.
Oh, no, we still send out
I get a
thousands.
one to Legion.
Yeah.
Well, I would just like to look into it to see if we can decrease some of our reliance on that to try to, you know, speed that up.
Is it a mailing software problem or?
It's a post office and training problem, I think.
Okay.
But I don't know. Apparently, they've discovered now that they've been doing it wrong since January. So,
Well,
but I just want to let you know that we're going to look into some e-billing possibilities for those people who would choose to do that. I think it just works better for everybody. Worked on ordinance codification. That's what we talked about. And then this is kind of a big deal for everybody. I talked to MnDOT and they have a goal of making all of their sidewalks and access to their roads ADA compliant by 2037. So for City of New Richland is on the list for 2026. And according to MnDOT, they will make Highway 30 sidewalks on both sides ADA compliant, all the way from the end of town, all the way in, install a crosswalk across to Dollar General. At 100% cost to the Minnesota Department of Transportation. The only thing they ask from us is that we probably help them out with some easements and things like that. But I just want to put that out there so you're aware that that is.
Are they restarting that road this year then?
Yeah, which is why I don't understand why they're not. doing
Yeah.
this all
Yeah.
Backwards.
why aren't they doing it now?
What would an easement be, or what would it consist?
If they have to move a driveway or
I think
take a little bit more,
George-
because the sidewalks are
That
gonna
would
go
cost
from
us
this,
then?
huh?
That would cost us?
No, it's just it would just be an action of the
Coordination.
council, yeah. But like, we're talking sidewalks from like this to,
Yeah.
full size.
Wheelchair
compliant sidewalks. And they said they have to fix anybody's driveway, that's all included in the costs, so
Wow,
it's a pretty significant project.
yeah.
Yeah, just
So
too bad
they will
wouldn't
be
do it this
fixing this
summer.
road this summer and not doing it, then they'll fix it again in 2026.
Just sidewalks. This is just for the sidewalks.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna come, they must be starting pretty soon because they're painting the streets.
Yeah, they are.
So I would assume that'll be.
So you
ripped up
think they'll
here.
take the railroad tracks out then?
I don't know, I
Well,
hope
they
so.
can.
Eric and I have been talking to those people and I
That
don't
would
know.
tear up, part of
Give me
the.
sweet talk for that.
Who's gonna do with the other tracks? Not the
No,
ones
they'll
that are
just
going
take
to
the
tracks
This
out.
winter
But
they had
they're
to
gonna have
cut,
to do it.
this winter they had to
Yeah,
cut
I
chuck
think
out.
so.
Yeah, I know,
They
it
picked
was
up.
sticking up way out in the,
Yeah.
up in the air.
Yeah, I'll email them again and remind them and say, hey, this might be a great time to not replace that railroad track.
Aren't there stretches down here where there is no sidewalk?
On
Are there-
30?
On 30.
I don't think on
think so.
30.
Nope.
I don't think on 30.
No, I don't think so either.
There's sidewalks on both sides.
I believe
Yes.
all the way.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yes.
Oh, until you get down to where that,
Dogwood.
Oh, yeah, that direction. Yeah, that direction.
Yeah.
That direction maybe.
Yeah, past Dogwood there isn't, no.
And I don't know if they'll put the new stuff in, but anything that's there now for sure will be
Right.
ADA. Birthday is Samuel Youth in the ambulance, and he's been here a year, and Eric Wellington's been here a year for the ambulance. Thank you for your service.
Double.
That
Yeah.
is all I have for you. Unless somebody else has something.
I was just gonna ask again about the park for the summer burst.
Have not got a cost.
Okay.
I talked to Delane and he was supposed to get some costing, and then we can go back to that. So Weedman's group wants to paint the pavilion for their service day project. But
but
Sarah,
she said bathroom.
that's what I meant, sorry, bathroom. But they were talking green,
I know.
and so Wouldn't the council rather a brown or a
I think more, yeah, I'm nervous
tan or
about it. I think,
brown or
yeah. I'm nervous about the color they're gonna
Make it
pick.
kind of
You say you
color
can
the
do
way they
220 for
design.
that, right?
Yeah.
Blue and
Why
white,
just
yeah.
run it from Trappers? Run it across the street.
But
I
you
don't
check with Ori.
Whiteside,
Yeah, I
yeah,
might
the
have
only one who
to.
need it.
Well, and that's another thing too, we don't
I
know
play
for
the
sure
band, you don't
what,
need 220.
I don't know what they needed.
we don't know, do you know what they're gonna do for a stage for them?
There is, I don't think there's going to be one. It's just gonna be on the platform at inside the pavilion. I know that's probably not gonna work very well.
I don't,
It's not very
do they
big.
know that?
It's not very big.
I haven't been communicating with them. That's what the,
It's good.
Committee's been
They don't need any lights. What they need 220 for? They don't need 220.
Most of the sound systems run on 220.
Okay. I've been playing the band since I was.
Yeah, that's
15
every
years
Carson
old.
City Days band requires 220.
yeah, but that was before.
Yeah, that's true.
Dirt was made
But
out
they're
of
not-
it.
What's that?
I said that was before electricity.
Oh. Oh, we don't need 220.
Okay.
If you're still part of that committee or talk to that
Yeah,
committee,
yeah.
I would definitely make the recommendation that they reach out to Schlakes or somebody or one of the trucking places and see if they can throw a stage up there like they do. for
Check
Carson
with
City
Kip
Days.
Rose.
Yeah, I was wondering if the school has a portable one they would let them use.
I think it'd be easier just to have them park 2 trailers like they do for Farm City Days and just be done.
Okay. All right.
I just don't think the white sidewalls are gonna stand on top of the bathrooms and play.
Probably fall in.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Did I send you that lady's name that, for getting the mural fixed?
Mm.
Okay, sorry, I was gonna, I forgot. She reached out.
Okay. Move to adjourn?
No, you gotta accept the case, this city administrator's
Oh,
report.
for crying out loud. Move to accept the city administrator's report.
I'll second it.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Janda to accept the city administrator's report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Move to adjourn.
A motion by Lauren and a second by Janda to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you.